Hello everybody, this is my 2005 Mustang GT, and I had a mysterious coolant leak, and if you're experiencing the same thing, you might find this video very helpful. Okay, so it's raining, but I'm gonna come over here. The first thing you're gonna wanna do, you're gonna wanna check all of the hoses, you know, coming out of the radiator, and all the hoses around the thermostat. Now, you can take this off real easy. You just pry the top off and then pull these out, and this whole thing will come off, and you can check the radiator. These are the obvious things. Now, I want to tell you guys something. You could also check if you suspect a head gasket, which is the worst case scenario. You can check your oil, and if you see a dark frothy buildup, and it'll be very obvious, you might have a head gasket leak. Also, telltale signs of a head gasket leak are white smoke. If you're blowing white smoke, that's a bad sign that coolant has gotten into your combustion chamber. Also, you could come over here to the coolant reservoir, and when you run your car, you could watch down it and see if you might be getting some combustion gases coming out. It'll bubble. That's also a very bad sign. There's also a possibility that coolant isn't getting into the oil. Also a possibility that it's not getting into the combustion chamber, but there could be coolant coming out from the heads to the exterior, where a coolant channel and is compromised. The head gasket's compromised between the coolant channel and the exterior. So what I did is, I'm going to zoom in. See the bolts right there? Down along underneath the valve cover. You could run a mirror along here and look along the valve cover and see if you see any shiny things. That will indicate ethylene glycol is coming out and steam cleaning it. Now, what my problem was, and I was really happy about it, let me backtrack just a little bit. Also check these hoses. They run into the heater core. You can see right here. Now, you could have a faulty heater core that's leaking. In that case, your cab will smell a lot like ethylene glycol, and that's a bad scenario, just like the head gaskets. Now, as for mine, if you look at these heater core lines, there's a line that runs from the front of the intake manifold all the way underneath it on top of the engine bay, and it comes out here and runs to the heater core. So the way I diagnosed it, I took my flashlight and shined it in through the intake manifold, and I'm going to zoom in. I looked through. You could look through these little spaces in between the manifold, and I zoomed in down here, and I could see coolant pooled up, you know, and you could try to peek as much as you can. You'll see the line right there that runs underneath the intake manifold. And so I had to remove the intake manifold and get to the lines that are underneath it, and that's where my coolant problem leaked. I'm going to show you some stills at the end of this video of what it looked like when I zoomed in, and you know, that was my problem, and I was really happy because I didn't see any leaks around the hoses. You know, I didn't have any froth in my oil. There's no bubbles coming up out of here, and the bubbles will come up kind of in time with your engine kicking. And there's other little you could also get a little test, and it'll test the fumes coming off, that it'll turn colors if there's combustion gas coming out your coolant reservoir. So yeah, luckily mine was the line underneath here. There's a elbow that has a shark fitting, and then the tube runs all the way out to the heater core. So make sure you check this before you go worrying about head gaskets and heater cores. And if you've checked all your hoses already, then your problem might be under the intake manifold. So in my next video, I'm going to try to put a link in the description. I take off the intake manifold and show you exactly where the lines are. I'm going to attach a photo to show you what I found once the intake manifold was off. So if this is your problem, please watch my next video, and I'll show you how to get to those lines step by step, taking off the intake manifold. I watched that video several times to make sure I got everything. I show you in detail how to take off your fuel line. I forgot to show you how to take off this clip. That's the only thing I missed. And it's real easy, you know, it just pops off. You know, you just have to press on it and it'll just pop off. It's just tension on here that's holding this clip on. See, you just pull it off. But everything else in the video, you follow it step by step. I show you how to remove all the clips, and every little step of the way I show you how to do it. I also use this electric fitting right here in my video as an example of how to move this type. And so when you see my video, when I'm talking about this one, it's just to use an example to show you how to take off this one, because I couldn't show you in detail how to remove this because of where it's located. So if you follow my video and you see me showing you this clip, you keep in mind it's just an example. But other than that, it's a great video. I go in detail showing you how to take off every clip, and it'll lead you step by step to exposing those lines underneath the intake manifold. All right, thank you for watching, and I hope you're enjoying your Mustang. So this is what I found when I peeked between the openings of the intake manifold. It was all wet with spillage. And here's the line that I exposed when I removed the intake manifold. And please check out my next video to see how to do it. I repaired this line and I haven't had any problems since. All right, thank you for watching. Please check out my next video.